Today we'll be breaking down how FaZe beat NaVi on Nuke in Cologne and particularly focusing on a handful of rounds from their T side. But first, I want to talk about the sponsor of today's video, LeadifI. I use LeadifI to help contextualize and gain more of a quantitative understanding of this particular match. When it comes to looking at matches, LeadifI lets you see things like who is taking the most opening duels, or figure out whether or not there are any big differences when it came to flash assists. This is a great way to see if there are any specific things to look out for before hopping in and watching the demo. LeadifI has all of these insights and more. It's free, so give it a try. There's a link in the description below. To start things off with a pistol round, we'll see FaZe go with the ramp push to go immediately for the lower site, and they manage to trade off this 3-man setup by NaVi to bring it into a 2v2. And this 2v2 is what I want to focus on in this round. The first thing you'll notice is that Twistzz takes the opportunity to close the short side door while the smoke is still up, and what that does is it puts NaVi in a position where they have to open either of the two doors if they want to challenge the plant. But notice here that Twistzz fakes the bomb plant. Faking the plant is usually done to punish CTs who try aggressing the plant, but it also has the ability to reveal the locations of the CTs. If you look at SDY's point of view, the moment he hears the plant, he starts running, revealing his location, all because he's trying to group with Perfecto aggressing the plant. Faking the plant creates opportunities for the other team to make mistakes and show their hand. Once FaZe know that both players are towards long, it allows Twistzz to get the bomb down in safety, but more importantly, it also allows them to reposition now knowing where NaVi are coming from. Rain plays on the slope knowing that he doesn't necessarily have to worry about short, and Twistzz can go on top of the railing to make this an extremely difficult setup to break. And this is all thanks to FaZe's willingness to get a little information before getting into the post plant. Here in round 20, we'll see the round start off with Rain and Brokey working the outside area. A Molotov for the left side of Secret forces out a trade on Electronic, the typical outside player, to put FaZe in a 4v4. Brokey then leaves outside and regroups with his team. Take a look at what FaZe decide to do. Since they eliminated the outside player at the Secret stairs, the setup is likely something like this at the moment. 1 player at ramp, 1 at heaven, and 2 at the upper bomb site. With this in mind, Kerrigan will throw utility at upper, a smoke in front of the door, and a top hut Molotov, and this is to fake an upper push and try to pull the heaven player towards upper. What that does is it ensures that the heaven player has no reason to be at ramp, creating a situation where the ramp player is likely solo, and that is where FaZe push. And all thanks to the fake, they catch Bit completely alone at ramp. And because of the fake, Simple is late on the rotation and only manages to find Rops dropping down. While this happens though, Kerrigan also finds his way down the vents using that utility he threw earlier to now cut the rotation through vents, ultimately paving Twistzz and Brokey a clear path to plant the bomb. But the round is not over. A nice move by Perfecto takes Kerrigan out in the vents, now putting FaZe in a 2v3 disadvantage where they're stuck in sight. However, they actually know where all 3 players are coming from. Before Kerrigan died, he was able to hear the footsteps of a player going towards Secret. This essentially tells FaZe that there's 2 coming from the backhaul side, and more importantly that there can only be 1 coming from ramp. Given that they're a man down with no map control at all, pushing the ramp player is the best option so that a 2v2 is possible. Here's how it unfolds.
Level the odds. Simple not ready for that. Twistzz pulls us back. Brokey can extend it with the spray. It's SDY. It's Perfecto, and they melt.
Something you might not have noticed was that Twistzz actually coming back made all the difference. With Twistzz coming back, he pulled the attention of both NaVi players as they were coming out, giving Brokey the slightest margins to get the kills. This was actually a very quick risk assessment by Twistzz. If he hadn't come back, Brokey would have been 2v1'd, and if Brokey died without a kill, Twistzz would have been left in a 1v2 with the bomb not really planted for him. By coming back, he made the decision that the round would be either won or lost by the trading and not heroic individual play. In the next round, we'll see FaZe use the diagonal smokes to get Rain into Big Garage with the help of a flash. Once here, he gets a ton of space and doesn't really make contact with anyone until he spots Simple towards the CT spawn area. Once Rain takes contact with Simple CT spawn, notice that Twistzz and Brokey put pressure at ramp. And this is because they know that Simple, who's normally the heaven rotator, won't be at turnpike to fortify ramp. This allows them to force Bit, who's completely alone, to drop lower. Rain dies outside taking a fight with Simple, but FaZe have done enough to know exactly how NaVi are positioned. Bit has dropped down towards lower, Simple's towards the heaven area, and the fact that Rain got so much space outside uncontested likely means that Electronic must be down in Secret somewhere. So what's the best option here? It's to hit the upper bomb site, and that's because they know that there can only be 2, and they also know where the rotation player would be coming from. So Kerrigan creeps all the way outdoor knowing a player in mini is unlikely while Brokey and Rops go hut. Contact is made in hut, a trade happens, Kerrigan, who basically walked all the way out, is already way closer to fight than SDY expects. Simple tries to aggress from heaven and gets punished immediately. This all comes about from just understanding what all that space outside means and creating a scenario to punish it. In round 22, we see Kerrigan and Rain crossing outside while the rest of the team is in lobby. Kerrigan dies to SDY while crossing, but Rain still makes it down secret. Now the 3 players in lobby push towards ramp where Electronic finds one from the boost before Twistzz trades some below. As this happens, Rain puts pressure towards secret and pushes Simple off the angle. More importantly though, he hears the door open, suggesting a fallback, and he takes the space to push into backhaul to quickly go short. And because he does this, an avenue is created for both Twistzz and Brokey to go towards the lower site, knowing that they only have to worry about the window and long doors as they scale the site. Rain takes down Simple at the back of silo, allowing FaZe to plant in a 3v3. As the plant goes down, Rain doesn't get more control when coming back into short, and because of the limited map control in the post plant, both Rain and Brokey go down, leaving Twistzz in the 1v2.
From Perfecto, Twistzz bounds into the shot.
But how did he pull this off exactly? Breaking this down, one thing that Twistzz has going for him here is that he knows exactly where both players are coming from. First, he makes contact against the player at the window, but because it's not really a clear shot and Perfecto isn't even looking at him, he's quick to disengage and not commit to the fight. This is because he knows that it'll take time for Perfecto to realize where he's getting hit from and to also set up to fight. In that window of time, Twistzz shifts his focus on Bit coming from short. Since his position is known now, he does not want Bit to have control over when the engagement happens, so he jumps on top of the silo, catching Bit thinking he was still on the railing. Once he gets Bit, he then turns around to catch Perfecto just in time. Now finally, round 28, round 29. If you followed this match, you'll know about these 2 rounds coming up, but in case you didn't, here they are now.
Twistzz, what is this? This is so smooth, so aggressive, unchecked, unscathed, into the site! FaZe, knock him for 6!
This will be some time to find out the rat in the hole.
Do you consider that?
He did look.
He sees him, and he slaps him down, back of the skull!
No, that's looking!
Breaks NaVi's backs!
These 2 rounds were a set strategy, and I'll show what it actually entailed. First, it starts with a smoke that lands next to Mini. This is a fairly default type of smoke that teams often use to gain outside control. Now FaZe also combined this with a second smoke, and usually when teams use these 2 smokes, it's to create a pathway to pressure Big Garage. But for this tactic, these smokes simply act as misdirection to disguise that the push is actually coming into Mini instead. The next thing to pay attention to is the timing of when Twistzz starts the push. He runs out after Rain throws his flash. Now there's 2 things that this flash does. First, it's meant to prevent anyone in the secret stairs from peeking the silo, and second, the sound of the flash popping is meant to mask the sound of Twistzz landing on the roof of Mini. But another important thing to also note is that with the time that it takes to go from the top of silo to dropping into Mini, the second smoke blooms just in time for Twistzz to make it in without being spotted. This means that a CT playing on this side of Big Garage would not be able to see him drop in. All of these things combined allow Twistzz to drop into Mini completely unsuspecting. Now the next part of the tactic is the utility combo that Kerrigan throws from T-Roof. The flash, Molotov, and a second flash pushes CTs off behind the silo position, and this gives Twistzz an open target as he's peeking from Mini. One thing you'll notice is that Kerrigan starts throwing his utility set when Twistzz starts pushing. The key here is that the Molotov lands at about the same time that Twistzz peeks at entrance, allowing them to immediately punish a CT repositioning. Another important detail is that the flash comes before the Molotov. The initial flash is meant to blind the player behind silo so that he doesn't have vision that a Molotov is coming through. If the Molotov was thrown first, then the CT would have an opportunity to cancel it with the smoke since he'd have full vision. And last but not least, Brokey throws a Molotov meant for the close vent and a flash through door that lands at the entrance for Twistzz to peek, giving him every edge possible when peeking into the site. Now that we've gone over the tactic, I challenge you to see if you can spot or hear all the elements that make up this play. Hope you were able to spot all of them. That's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.